Good morning, welcome back to the vlog. First Premier Calendar race of the year this morning. I'm in the team hotel, we've just had our breakfast, about to leave to go over to the race HQ. Initial weather forecast, it's currently a little bit cloudy. Doesn't look like it's going to rain, but it is supposed to rain later on this afternoon. So I've got my wet bag ready with my wet weather gear in here. And yeah, time to leave. Alright, so obviously not the way that I wanted to end my first Premier Calendar race. My first Elite Road Series race. Chorley GP, it's now the following day. I'm not going to drag this out too much. Like the race had started, we went over the climb for the first time. I was at the front, you know, feeling pretty good yesterday actually. I said in my previous videos this week that I felt a lot better in training this week after getting over that little bit of an illness that I had, and yesterday for racing at the Chorley GP I felt pretty good again. So yeah, we'd almost completed the first lap, just coming back into the town where the start finish was. We'd gone over the climb. We came down this one particular road, it went round a little bit of a mini roundabout, and there was a canal and like a little humpback bridge over the canal straight into a sharp left hand corner. This was quite a short humpback bridge, and it gives, when you're carrying speed over it, it gives you a bit of a kick. Now this was something that I identified whilst I was doing a recce last week when I rode around the course. I thought we were going to come down here pretty fast. It's a little bit of a hairy humpback bridge into this corner. I want to be positioned near the front just in case any riders who aren't really expecting this little bridge take the wrong line and ultimately come down. Now the irony of it is I would position myself at the front. I was about 10th to 15th wheel to avoid any crashes, and the one crash that happened yesterday, the one single crash at the 2018 Chorley GP, I was involved in it. One of the riders in front, they hit the bridge. We were doing, hold on a second, we were doing 36.7 miles per hour at the time of hitting this bridge. One of the riders in front got it wrong, hit the bridge, took off, landed sideways, and I had nowhere to go. Went straight into the back of him, over the handlebars. It was a completely spectacular crash, and I landed slap bang on the middle of my arse. Here's a picture. Like this is the only footage or evidence that I have of the crash. Just this picture that one of the photographers on the corner managed to get. I'm unsure who the photographer is, so if anyone knows, leave a comment down below. But yeah, shout out to you for getting that sick picture. I wanted to continue, but I just came down so hard on my arse. Oh, also got a bit of a nasty little cut on my elbow, but it's nothing too major. I just came down so hard on my backside, like it was in so much pain. I've tried to get back on the bike and start pedaling, but I physically couldn't pedal, and like I'm in quite a lot of pain this morning. I mean, it's not excruciating pain, and hopefully like by tomorrow it's gonna go. I think it's just a little bit of bone bruising, which if it is the case, then by tomorrow I should be okay again, and I should be able to ride my bike, because this weekend we've got the Rutland Siskel Classic, which I really want to do, and I don't want to miss that due to this injury. Today is the following day. Obviously yesterday after the race I was in quite a lot of pain. The last thing I wanted to do was pick the camera up and start continuing or filming the vlog, and I'm walking around like a little bit of a penguin today. But yeah, I just want to say, like, no hard feelings to the rider that went down. I mean, we put ourselves at risk by racing. It's one of those things that these things just happen. I don't believe any other riders involved in the crash were too badly injured, which is always a good thing. It's always a relief. After the race, our team mechanic looked over my bike, and it doesn't seem like, at initial inspection, it doesn't seem that I've done any damage to the Colnago, thank God. It's also incredibly lucky that we didn't take down the majority of the peloton, because as I said, I was sort of 10 to 15 riders. There was 150 riders in the race. So there's probably, you know, 120, 130 riders behind me at this stage. As soon as I hit the floor, like, I jumped up, looked behind me, and tried to dive out the way of everyone riding past. It was a little bit of a moment of madness, a very, very scary and stressful moment, but luckily, no one else collided with me whilst I was on the floor or jumping back up. But away from me, the St. Piran boys had a very successful weekend. Steve went on at the Chorley GP. He got himself into the breakaway that ended up staying away. He managed to pick up 5th, which was a solid ride. And then we had a team race in the Totnes Severe 2-day, which is down in Devon. And at that race, Will ended up winning the final stage, the final road race stage, and taking the overall win. So for me personally, it wasn't a very successful weekend at all, but for the team as a whole, it was a very successful weekend. I'm proud of the boys. We're only going to improve from here. We're only going to get better. And I think it's fair to say that this weekend alone, we excelled our expectations.